ProJared.
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 Hey, it's me. And I was lied to. And so are you.
ProJared, what do you think of when you hear his name? A cheater? A predator? Or an example of how toxic cancel culture is? Most of you by now, I think, know of the story of ProJared and the scandals surrounding him, which I will comment later on in the video. In this video, I wanted to talk about his origins, where he stood in the YouTube community, and how his career was almost destroyed. I originally found Jared years ago watching his videos, Top 10 JRPGs Not by Square Enix, and then I was truly invested in his content and just his general style of making videos. So all the opinions from this video are indeed coming from the perspective of a fan. Jared originally began his internet career working at screwattack.com. He did a show called Name Tags and Newsroom. He also had an active host. He was also an active host in Side Scrollers, Hard News, and Reboot or Retro. He was well loved in the Screw Attack community, and many were sad to see his departure in 2012.
Now this last story is going to be something of a surprise. Today is my last day at screwattack.com. No! And I know this is sudden, and I apologize for not easing you into it. The reason why is that I've been doing some personal side projects for some time now, and recently they've been doing really, really well, and it's been getting me a lot of attention. And as such, I've been putting a lot more energy into them. And with that, Craig recognized that my goals and ambitions do not line up with the future of Screw Attack, which led him to this decision.
God! No! God, please, no!
And he's right. The plans I have with my own projects mean I can't give as much as I normally do to the company. But understand this. There is no hate, there is no animosity, there is no drama. It was a mutual agreement that it's time for me to move on.
No!
And I may not be gone forever. I may still show up for Mario Party After Dark, who knows?
Yes! Yes!
But today is my last day.
No!
And I've said this hundreds of times, at least, but I feel like today it has more meaning than it has before. I'm Jared, and that was hard news. Thank you.
No!
No one really knows why he left. According to this video description, he was fired, while others say he departed to pursue other avenues. No matter what happened, this would be the best thing to happen to Jared. Shortly after his departure from Screw Attack, Jared created ProJared, which according to him was created to mock and rip apart the first Two Worlds game.
The only reason I started my channel is because I really wanted to make fun of the game Two Worlds. That's all it was. There was no like bigger plan or anything. It was just Two Worlds was out, the second game was coming out, and I really wanted to make fun of the first one because it's stupid and bad, and I have a lot of personal hatred for it. So I did the video, and then I released it, and then people seemed to like it, so I just wanted to keep entertaining, and that's why I moved on and kept making more videos. And that's all it was. This was an accident.
The video has now amassed over 2.7 million views. This spawned the formula known as Pro Reviews, as his fans call them, which he follows to this day. He would then diversify his content, doing 1-minute reviews of modern games and top 10 videos. As time went on, he would then form a friendship with Peanut Butter Gamer, a YouTuber who has now amassed over 2 million subscribers. In doing so, he became a member of a network known as Normal Boots. In most of his videos, you see the Normal Boots logo play as the intro. It would then gain members such as Did You Know Gaming, Satchbags Goods, The Completionist, Continue, and of course, ProJared. It originally was a video hub for the creators so that they could monetize their content, but due to YouTube changing their terms of service and monetization practices, there was no need to continue the video section. Normal Boots became more of a club, I guess you could say, with these content creators even making videos on their own Normal Boots account. Jared had a tight group of friends, it seemed, and not only with these big name connections, he got to meet other large creators such as Angry Joe. Jared at this point was becoming more and more of a celebrity, going to conventions, meeting fans, and doing interviews. He even met Reggie Fils-Aimé and did an interview with him. Jared also made a cameo appearance in a Nickelodeon show.
Babe Carano, this game is addictive. Seriously, I even play it in the shower.
Come on! Go Narwhal! Eat the donut! Yes! Don't lose your pickles! Yeah! Sky Whale! I'm ProJared! And I am wet.
He would then hit one of the most important YouTube milestones for any YouTuber. 1 million subscribers. ProJared was not the biggest YouTuber in the Normal Boots or in the retro review community. However, ProJared, I believe, had a much more dedicated fan base than most. Unlike, say, PBG, he didn't have this sort of exaggerated personality to appeal to younger audience or to get more clicks or clout. No, I'm not trying to take shots at PBG, I'm just making an observation. To prove my point, watch these two videos side by side.
I don't get scared by video games very easily. The few video games that have legitimately terrified me over the years have been like Eternal Darkness, The Seventh Guest, and Alone in the Dark.
Installment of the Goodwill Games series. Wow, everyone's so impressed with my abilities to make videos in a reasonably efficient and sufficient manner. Thank you everybody.
Jared just seemed more down to earth than most creators. While he would make jokes, it still felt like it was his real personality. You knew that he made content that he loved because he did not talk about trending games or controversies. Most of the games he talked about were games no one ever heard of, games like Heidi. It was May 2019, it was just another normal day, when suddenly one tweet was published that changed everything. And recently learned that my husband, ProJared, has been at Holly Conrad behind my back for months. I have no idea what announcement he just made because he blocked me. When this tweet was released, which you could still find on Heidi's Twitter, it sparked an instant backlash against Jared. Heidi then went on to start a tweet longer about the situation. If you wish to read them, check the description below. But to sum it up, she claimed that Jared was abusive and that Jared was abusive and from her tweets a monster. She claimed that Jared had gaslighted her and was aggressive to her, lying and slandering her to his friends. She would later continue to tweet about the situation, basically regurgitating the same rhetoric. She was especially tweeting about Holly Conrad, making her as much of a culprit as Jared in the situation. When this occurred, videos were to respond to this claim, but it would only get worse for Jared here on. May 9th, 5:05 p.m. 2019, allegations that rocked the whole internet were made. A Twitter user by the name of Chai claimed that at the age of 16, he was manipulated by Jared to send negative photos. Chai would then support Heidi in her accusations against Jared and would also state that there were other victims of Jared. Chai also told people to retweet the tweet to spread the word. Now at this point, there was already weaponized anger towards Jared. However, there was a large portion of people waiting for more evidence to see if these accusations were true. The major flaw that most pointed out in Chai's claims was Jared's Tumblr was deleted after being hacked. Chai also said that he deleted his own personal blog with all the evidence, so yet again, no way to know for sure if Chai was telling the truth. This would change when another victim came out to expose Jared. This person was named Charlie. Charlie claimed that Jared also solicited negative photos from him. Charlie also claimed that he was one of the victims referenced by Chai. More on that later. Charlie would then make the point to say that Jared knew that he was underage and still pressured him into it. When these allegations broke, people started diving deeper in these supposed social media accounts. What ended up happening with these deep dives was finding Jared's negatives, which he posted on Tumblr accounts and private Snapchats that also contained you know what. All this would later be spammed and leaked onto Twitter, and no, I have not seen any of these photos, so please don't ask. Jared would then be called out and criticized by the news and commentary communities of YouTube. Even PewDiePie talked about ProJared. Later on, this of course caused millions of people who did not even know who Jared was and hate his way. Satchback's Goods would even leave Normal Boots after hearing the allegations. Normal Boots knew about Jared's behavior. Normal Boots would then release a statement distancing themselves from Jared. Remember, this all happened from May 8th to May 9th. Remember when I said Jared crossed 1 million subscribers? Jared would later go on to lose hundreds of thousands of subscribers, I being one of them. It got so low, it reached to around, I think, 760,000 subscribers or so. There were whole compilations and live streams celebrating Jared's fall in subscribers. People would go out of their way to leave negative comments and memes in the comment sections of Jared's videos. The situation got so big, even mainstream outlets talked about it. These outlets believed Heidi and the victims. Some of these outlets asked to reach out to Jared. However, Jared refused to comment. There would be radio silence from Jared, and the commentary videos would continue to be pumped out until May 17th, when Jared posted a statement saying that him and Heidi were going through a rough patch in their marriage. He claimed that Heidi wanted to be in an open relationship. Jared also said that she was dating around with men and wanted Jared to start going out with more women, but here's the interesting part. Jared claimed that Heidi wanted him to explore his feelings for Holly. So all of these memes and hate going after Jared for this supposed cheating could have been based in a lie. He said after exploring his feelings, Heidi got angry with him, calling him a cheater when going out with Holly, but she was still seeing other men. Jared would then end this statement saying that he tried couples therapy to repair their marriage. If this is true, Jared shined a light on Heidi, showing that she was the abusive one, if this is true. Holly would then post on May 20th saying Jared and Heidi were in an open relationship, posting screenshots of texts between her and Heidi. These texts showed her in a more negative light, making Heidi out to destroy Holly and Jared. Heidi would then admit to consenting on an open relationship, but insisting Jared and Holly continued their relationship after she told them to stop it. This situation showed that the three of them were in a very toxic relationship, and for the most part, people stopped worrying about their relationship and focused on the minor's allegations. More and more, the mob mentality showed terrible harassment and bullying to people just because they did not submit to them. The mob controlled the narrative. The mob had won, and Jared was booted off the internet. So it seemed. You've been lied to. Huh. What is this? Jared released a video called "You've Been Lied To," destroying all the allegations levied against him, popularizing one of the internet's favorite sayings now.
And I have proof. I have the receipts.
He showed that both Chai and Charlie deleted their allegations and were lying. Jared proved that he asked Charlie's age. According to Jared, Charlie told him that he was of age. He also gave possible motives of why they did what they did.
Why make such dishonest claims? And for as much as I have mulled it over, I can only come down to the most logical conclusion, which is also the simplest. Money and attention. It's very clear that they both adore attention and desired it from the internet and especially from the Game Grumps. Both of them are massive fans of the Grumps. This is really easy to see from Chai having another article on Medium about meeting your idols and talks about meeting the Game Grumps the entire time, Charlie has another Tumblr called Ego Banged, dedicated to sexual fantasies of Dan and Aaron, fan fictions, fan art, and discussions of them having sex with each other, along with Charlie talking about their own sexual experiences, desires, and fantasies, which also contradicts their claim of being inexperienced, innocent, or a baby. Charlie even tweeted at Ross of the Game Grumps about watching a gay porn with an actor who looks just like him in 2015. The grab for attention ultimately proved successful. Both of them got a large influx of new Twitter followers, as even denoted by Charlie, and it was even better for Chai since his previous Twitter account just got suspended. It even got them the attentions of their idols that they adored, and all of this gives them clout and social credits. Credits that give them a degree of having a form of notoriety and believability and admiration for taking down the bad guy. They both were aware of this and tried to capitalize on it. While all the drama was going on, Chai tweeted out links to his Amazon wish list, his PayPal, and to his coffee, and kept it pinned there for weeks. He even tweeted about it again at the end of May. Charlie's pinned tweet, and it's still there, is a link to their commissions page for art, and on this page is a link for donations, which goes straight to their PayPal. This isn't a coincidence. They've both shown a repeated behavior of e-begging. There's a tweet Charlie made to Chai's now suspended Twitter account last year about Chai suddenly becoming famous and how he should link his PayPal. Going back for a moment to Charlie's ego-banged porn blog, they've posted on there asking for commissions in May of 2017, and again the next month, only this time asking for direct donations. This post asking for money got near 1,400 notes, which is huge for Tumblr, all while saying, "Help me, I'm a baby." This shows that e-begging can be successful.
Jared will also go on to say that the internet and the commentary community destroyed and bullied him.
The outrage and the response of the internet was formed entirely by misinformation and by using false equality, by saying, well, this part is true, therefore this part must also be true. But people ran with a narrative formed by layers upon layers of accusations without facts. This was perpetuated until it became the truth. But it wasn't the truth. And that didn't matter. It wasn't important if it was true or not. A mob was beating me down, and everyone jumped in on it. Everyone wanted to show that they had the moral high ground by kicking me while I was down, tweeting memes, clown emojis, and jokes to essentially virtue signal that they are somehow better than me, without all the facts, all for the congratulations of anonymous internet strangers. YouTubers that I've never even heard of and who I imagine never heard of me lashed out at me and made jokes at my expense. Some of them harassed me overtly, others did it subtly. But let's call it what it really is. It's bullying. Imagine them walking down the street and seeing a group of people beating someone down to the ground to the point that he's helpless and immobile. And without even knowing anything of the situation or what the truth even is, they joined in on it. Just so that they could feel better than the person they were punching down on. What was amazing was seeing the sheer amount of coverage on drama YouTube channels. Dozens of them, all weighing in from a supposed neutral stance. Not one of them tried to reach out to me. Not one of them tried to ask me, hey, is any of this true? What's your side of the story? They aren't interested in truth or being fair. They wanted clicks. And because of that, they further perpetuated misinformation and stirred up a mob.
Jared, in the end of his video, said that he forgives the internet and the people who thought poorly of him. He gave more information on the Heidi situation.
I already know people are moving their goalposts so that they can continue to condemn me by saying, oh, well, he's still a cheater. No cheating happened. I told my wife of the time that I no longer wanted to be with her in October of 2018. I was refused. I was told no. I was denied. I had my career threatened. I felt controlled. I sought therapists and lawyers to assist in separating. We tried discernment therapy, to no avail. I have texts from that time that show I was refused and that it was just going to be taken as a warning. And I have texts between myself and a professional third party well aware of the entire situation that shows I was trying to end it around that time. Holly is being called a homewrecker, which is such an antiquated term, and it makes it seem like that I had no power or choice or agency in my own relationship, which is not true. It was my choice to not be in that relationship anymore. And Holly didn't cheat on Ross. Ross knows literally everything. He knew everything that was going on with me and Holly. He knew everything that was going on with my personal relationship. Ross even flew up to see me in March of 2018 to support me. He had some other goals that weekend, but he did make it a point to see me, to encourage me, and to support me. And Ross moved out and left Holly while she was away at PAX West last year. So to say that she cheated on him is wholly inaccurate. And quite frankly, none of that should matter. Breakups happen. Sometimes relationships don't work out, and anything to do with that is none of your business.
And Jared's reputation has been repaired. Well, you see, unlike Slazo or James Charles, who have been in similar situations, Jared did not jump on this quickly enough. For example, it took James Charles a couple weeks and Slazo like a week, while Jared took months. The ProJared drama was forgotten about this time. No one cared. Take, for example, the Gamer from Mars videos. He created 2 videos discussing the situation, getting over 600,000 views, while a video proving Jared's innocent only got 100,000 views. I believe another reason why Jared hasn't bounced back is because when proven wrong, the commentary news community took their videos down and did not make a follow-up video apologizing or bringing light to the new evidence. Take Critical, for instance. Instead, he took the video down and made a post on Reddit, which I'm not sending shots towards him. I just believe he could have done more making a follow-up video. While Jared did regain some of his subscribers, he did not reach his 1 million, and still to this day has not reached the milestone again. Very few people defended or even tried to hear Jared's side of the story. In this situation, people just jumped on the story just so that they could get views on a relevant and controversial subject while destroying someone's livelihood. I believe the lesson most have learned in this situation is to wait and see what the other side has to say before jumping to conclusions, and to believe in the principle of innocent until proven guilty. While I believe Jared was wrongly accused big time, there was one point he made in the video that, as time went on, stuck out to me.
What was amazing was seeing the sheer amount of coverage on drama YouTube channels. Dozens of them, all weighing in from a supposed neutral stance. Not one of them tried to reach out to me. Not one of them tried to ask me, hey, is any of this true? What's your side of the story? They aren't interested in truth or being fair. They wanted clicks. And because of that, they further perpetuated misinformation and stirred up a mob.
Some criticized Jared, saying that people did ask Jared for comment on the situation, but declined. Remember when I said mainstream news sources talked about the situation? They even reached out to Jared for comment. Now, I'm not saying or calling Jared a liar here, but I do believe he should not have made such a bold statement. I do believe he should have not made these Tumblr pages. He should have had the foresight to see this would have been a bad idea. Remember, this guy had a cameo on Nickelodeon. He has been to conventions to meet fans. He should have known better. I do believe he at the time should have been critiqued for this reason. I do think he realizes this and does not have another Tumblr or blog posting this type of content.
It was never meant to be an abuse of power. I never offered anyone anything in return, like making them a Twitch mod or early access to a YouTube video or whatever. I also never threatened anyone any kind of punishment if they didn't or anything like that. However, I want to acknowledge now that there was a power imbalance. That comes down to who I am and what I do. Even if there was nothing offered in return, there was still incentive for people to do it because I am a YouTuber. It doesn't matter how neutral the intent was, just being in this position causes a power imbalance. And a lot of people saw that and were upset at me for that reason. And to those of you who feel that way, I completely understand how you feel and why you feel that way. And I'm sorry. I feel that what I was doing was not predatory, but it was unhealthy.
To conclude this, I believe we can all learn from the situation. One, to keep certain things private and not publicly expose it, on the internet. Two, not to post content that can harm you or someone else in the future. It is quite sad to see the comment section of Jared's videos. People apologizing and telling people to delete their old comments.